Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to knit the various stitch patterns in the beautiful Terra Knit Lace Sampler Vest pattern. Let's get started. To pick up and knit along the side of the rows, we're going to pick up and knit into every other row. This is one of the reasons why I slipped the first stitch of each row, because what it does is really clearly show you where every two rows is, because you slipped one instead of knitting you alternated knit one or purl one with slip one, so there's only one stitch at the edge that represents every other row. It just makes it easier. But if you have if you did knit and purl for the first and last stitch of each row, it's no big deal. You would simply pick up and knit in every other row. So we're going to insert our needle, yarn over, and pull a loop through. That's pick up and knit. And you want to do this trying to be pretty even across, picking up one stitch in every other row. Ultimately, we want a multiple of 11 stitches plus 8, but we're also doing a garter band of 4 rows. So if you want to just evenly pick up along this row, you can always increase to get to the right multiple that you need to begin the lace stitch pattern. As you can see here, I didn't slip the first stitch of every row. So here I'll be going into every other row end stitch, just to show you that both ways. Okay, so now let's count how many stitches I picked up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. In general, I would, for this type of a project, I would encourage you to increase to reach a multiple of 11 plus 8, but because I'm just doing a sample here, I'm going to decrease the one stitch to get myself to 11 plus 8, meaning 11 times 2, 22 plus 8 is 30. Because I have 31 stitches here, during my garter band, I will just decrease by one stitch to get to my correct number. But if you are doing this for a larger project like the band on this sweater, I would encourage you to increase up and not increase down. Then I'll show you how to work the stitch pattern over a multiple of 11 plus 8 stitches. Okay, row 1 of the 4th stitch pattern begins with knit 4. Then our repeat is knit 2 together 2 times, yarn over, knit 1 3 times, yarn over, and slip slip knit 2 times. Okay, let's do that again. Knit 2 together 2 times, yarn over, knit 1 3 times, yarn over, slip slip knit 2 times, and you want to repeat that across to the last 4 stitches, then knit the last 4 stitches. And this is what your work should look like at the end of the first row of the 4th stitch pattern. Row 2 begins with knit 4. This is your wrong side row. Row 2 begins with knit 4. And then purl across to the last 4 stitches and knit the last 4 stitches. and knit the last 4 stitches. For rows 3 and 4, you want to repeat rows 1 and 2 one more time, and then for row 5, you want to repeat row 1 once more. This is what your work should look like at the end of row 5, and then for rows 6, 7, and 8, you want to simply knit all the way across. This is what your work should look like at the end of row 8, and we're now ready to bind off our lower body band. And the way we're going to bind off here is the same way we bind off throughout the entire pattern, which is my favorite way to bind off loosely when you're working in lace stitch patterns. And it starts with knit 1, then yarn over, knit the next stitch, and then you're going to pick up that yarn over in the first stitch and pass them up and over the second stitch and off the needle. And that extra yarn over gives you a little more looseness to your stitches, which gives you that extra stretch for being able to block your lace. So let's repeat that again. It's yarn over, knit 1, then pick up that yarn over and the first stitch and pass them up and over the second stitch and off the needle. And you want to repeat this all the way across. This is my favorite lace bind off. Anytime you want a little wider or a little more stretchiness in your border or in your edge, this is a fantastic bind off. And it also works really well with knit cast on if you're looking for your both edges to be the same elasticity. Follow the link in the video description to download this pattern. The Tara Knit Sampler Vest pattern comes with written instructions as well as detailed charts for all of the stitch patterns that I showed you here in this video. You can find the pattern on my website, and if you log into your account at the time of purchase, you have your pattern in your library, in your own personal library, including unlimited downloads and access to it 24 hours a day. I've also linked video tutorials in the video description to show you how to do the provisional cast on that we did in the beginning of this pattern, as well as some of the individual stitches that we used in this stitch pattern. If you have any other questions, by all means, leave them for me in the comments below. At the end of the last repeat, you want to fasten off your yarn by cutting the yarn and pulling a loop through that last stitch.